So our model is an employee-centric model. We believe that if employees are motivated and engaged to come to work every day, they're going to then be motivated to do great work on behalf of our clients, which will ultimately help us to grow our business. And we have applied that model for the last several years, and we have seen that it has paid off in spades for us.
Engagement for us means that when we do have events and things going on, all of the people are involved, and we make a point of involving everybody in not only decision making but also in our fun times. So so that nobody feels excluded, and anyone from our developers to our customer service people are all included in our events, and just to make sure that everybody feels like they're part of a team. Even though we have been growing significantly, we want to make sure that our personal relationships with everyone are sort of the same across the company, and everybody feels like they're part of this group.
So now, I know for sure in the chartered accountancy profession, the surveys from the young CAs are all about work-life balance. They'd much rather have an extra day a week as opposed to an extra $20,000 of vacation. So if right now they're working 55 hours, they'd rather work 45 hours or 43 hours a week and take less money. And so I think that's important to understand who it is you're working with and what their goals are, and then being open. For me, it's all about communication with our employees, is making sure that they understand where they are. You never want to surprise somebody. I don't think you ever want to surprise an employee with either being let go or not getting the pay that they thought they should get or not getting a bonus. I think that it's important to make sure that there's a good level of communication between the employer and the employee, so that they understand kind of where they fit into the picture. And everybody just wants to be appreciated and wanted, and the compensation obviously helps, but as long as you communicate clearly. I've got a lot of clients, it's been difficult times in the last few years, and so you can't always give that pay raise or that bonus that your employees want, but as long as they, you can do different things for them to help them. And so I think for each small business owner out there, it's a matter of identifying, kind of who you need in your business and how important they are, and then making sure that you provide an environment that will help them to feel comfortable.
We take our whole team off-site. We go somewhere fun, we lock down a venue, and we normally all of the new people are made to introduce themselves in person, even though we send out emails to introduce everybody who's new at any given point in time and really give everyone their background. We make those people stand up and stand in front of the group and tell us a little bit about themselves. So it gives us a great opportunity to sort of get to know those people and make them stand in front of a crowd, because getting an email about someone being hired isn't necessarily the same as actually seeing that person, hearing them speak. And then after the all hands, after our meetings, we'll often get together or stay together and have a meal or some drinks or take some kind of event in. But our meetings are usually very fun. They're very driven for an hour or two, and then we get to have some fun. So.
I think that, I'm not sure if there is a scientific formula to determine if employees are engaged, but there certainly are a lot of anecdotal things that you're able to discern about the health of your employees and the culture at your organization. You certainly can get that from walking the floor, but certainly I think there's a certain amount of pride that goes into a lot of employees' profiles when they're working at an organization that they're positive about and that they're happy to work for, right? That an organization that really cares about the individual and propels them to the next step in their career, that really does come through in someone's profile and the way in which they speak about an organization online. And so, candidates are smart. They can read into that type of messaging, no matter how subtle it might be. And so that's why it is really important to make sure that all of your employees and your employment brand online is consistent and is positive. And if it's not, utilize that as a measuring stick to figure out how it is that you can get to a point where it is deemed to be positive.
We talk to them, and we do a lot of surveys, but we encourage small business, the owners and people that worked in organization to continually have a meeting with your staff, have crew meetings, understand how things are going. What do we need to improve? Are they happy? And because at the end of the day, you want them to be thinking about the job and not having to be distracted because they're not happy about some things that are going on at work. So a small business owner is in a great position, and it doesn't take a long time to have a half an hour chat with their crew once a week or once a month to understand how things are going. In a larger organization, we do surveys that basically give us a pulse of how our people are feeling and what they're looking for, and it's listening that allows us to make the changes that keep our employees engaged.